Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Yonkers Raceway here on Friday. It's the 30th of June, 2023. It's Yonkers Trot night from Yonkers. I'm going to look at the trot and all the other stakes races on the program. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's look at the stakes action from Yonkers races 5 through 8. The fifth race from Yonkers, it is the New York Mile Final. Field of 9 trotters going for that mile and 1/16th trip, going for that $100,000 purse. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 2-horse Sadie Hanover, 2-4-1-8 in the superfecta for me. 2-4-1-8 Super, top selection 2-horse Sadie Hanover, 3-year filly by Chapter 7, Linda Toscano trained, Scott Zeron's in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came last week in the EBC Empire Brewers Classic at Vernon, 16th of June there, and the horse won by 2 lengths that day, basically on the front and all throughout. This horse paced home, or trotted home decently, 151-3 on the 7/8 of a mile track, 26-1 quick first quarter, came home in 27-2. That was an all-around strong race. He's coming to the half mile today. You know, he ran decently in the half mile at not more than decently in the half mile at Freehold earlier this season. Gets a good post draw. I think the horse could run well here today and get the job done. She's a winner of her last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So winner of her last 6, not bad at all. 2 back in the New York Sire Stakes at Togue on the 5/8, 9th of June. The horse won by a length that day, and again sitting back early, swung out wide late, and when she quickened up and came home in 28-2, 152-4 flat, 152-4 late. An all-around good race for this horse there, and then back to the 7/8 mile at Vernon and New York Sire Stakes. A horse by 5 again, an all-around good race in 153-3. As she's been running this season, the times have been getting better with her. Like I said, she ran in the Lady Suffolk on the half-mile freehold earlier this spring, where she won by 10, and again really came home great. An all-around easy run, and it's been getting better since that run. Coming here at 5-2, I think she's a very likely winner. I think the 4-horse Walner Payton is your second likeliest winner. Ran here at Yonkers last week in non-worth 6 parimutuel, winning by 2 lengths, closing up from nowhere. I thought she ran a very good race in 156-3. Prior to that, in the Jersey Sire Stakes final at the Meadowlands in early June, she finished third by 2 3/4 lengths that day, and she just never really had the good turn of foot. And then Jersey Sire Stakes on the slot prior to that, she finished second by 1/4 lengths that day. She just kind of was a little bit flat that day. Come back to the half mile, I'll give her a shot at 2-1 on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the 5th from Yonkers, it's New York Mile. Going to take the 2-horse Sadie Hanover. Give kudos to the 4-horse Walner Payton, 2-4-1-8 Super, 2-4 in your multi-race. They should call it the New York Mile on the 16th here, but we'll go to race number 6 now from Yonkers, which is the MGM Philly Pace Final. Field of 8 pacers going for that 1 mile trip, going for that $115,000 purse. Gonna take the 5-horse Earth, Wind, and Fire as a top selection. Let's go 5-4-2-6 in the superfecta. 5-4-2-6 Super, top selection of 5-horse Earth, Wind, and Fire. 3-year filly by American Ideal. Brett Pelling trains when Tim Tetrick is in the sulky. Most recently in the Park MGM final here at Yonkers on the 23rd of June, the horse won by neck that day in the limbs, and basically on the front and all throughout. This horse held on to a very good performance, 152-2. The best time of the year for this horse. Come back here, back to the half mile. I think the horse could really get a good race and win. Prior to that, in the Sire Stakes at Monticello, 19th of June, the horse won by 2 lengths, and again on the front and almost all throughout. She came home decently in 155-2 there, and then the Sire Stakes at Saratoga, 10th of June. She won by 2 3/4 lengths, and sitting back early, she swung out wide late, 153-3. A good performance. You know, she had a little bit of a rough fall campaign last year. The best race I thought was the second in the Matron. He then ran the Homegrown, where she just didn't really run at the Meadowlands, and then in the 3 Diamonds really ran against tough competition, wide poster, and never really showing up. She could definitely win this race. 3 in a row so far this year. I think she can make it 4. I'll use her on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the 6 from Yonkers, it's the MGM Philly Pace Final. Going to take the 5-horse Earth, Wind, and Fire. 5-4-2-6 Super. Single of 5 in the multi-race. The 7th event now from Yonkers. It is the Messenger Stakes Final. It's going for a purse $250,000. We have a field of 10 pacers going for that 1 mile and 1/16th trip. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse American Fling. I'm going to go 4-2-3-5 in the superfecta. 4-2-3-5 Super. Top selection of 4-horse American Fling. 3-year gelding here by American Ideal. Jason Bartlett's in the sulky. Most recently ran the 16th of June at Vernon. New York Sire Stakes there. And the horse finished second by a half a length that day. And he just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. He paced home decently decently for the final quarter in 26-1, but he couldn't catch the winner who just outgamed him that day. But he ran his heart out coming back east. Ran at the Meadows prior to that 26 May and winners of 7 extended pari-mutuel, and the horse finished third by 1/4 lengths that day. He just kind of stalked that day. The winner outgamed him, but he ran his heart out there. And then prior to that, the Meadows on the slop, 13th of May, 9/7 pari-mutuel. The horse went by a half length on the front end all throughout. 152-4, paced home in 28 flat. It's the fastest time for him. He's had faster times as a 2-year-old, but it was still a decent run that day. And then his final start of the season last year in a 2-year-old Consolation Stakes at the Lexington Red Mile, 8th of October. He finished 8th by 4 1/4 lengths that day, and he just completely lost the plot with that run, never really showing up. The Lexington races were a little bit subpar, but when he's on the Sire Stakes circuit last year, he really ran terrifically. He came home 150 and 2/5 of a second as a 2-year-old at Tioga last year was his best time of the season. But coming here off some decent runs as of recently, I'll give him a shot. I think the 2-horse 7 Colors for Timmy Tetrick's your second likeliest winner. Ran the North America Cup Consos a few weeks, or the limbs for the North America Cup at Mohawk a few weeks ago, where he finished 4th by 3 lengths that day, and he just couldn't keep up late. He definitely ran against tougher horses that day. The week prior, he ran absolutely great in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes at Chester, where he won by 2 1/4 lengths and 148-1. The track was really playing towards speed that day, but this horse paced home terrifically. 27-2 final quarter, 26-3 to that 3/4. An all-around good run for him there. And then the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes at Pocono, he finished 4th by 3 lengths that day, and he had a little bit of a wide trip, which probably cost him that day. But coming back here off some decent runs as of recently, getting a little bit break between some very tough races at 6-1, he could definitely win. I'm definitely going to use him in the late pick 4. But to recap my selections for the 7th race from Yonkers now, it's the Messenger Stakes final. Going to take as a top selection the 4-horse American Fling. Give kudos to the 2-horse 7 Colors, 4-2-3-5 Super, 4-2 in your multi-race. The featured event from Yonkers, the 8th race, it is the Yonkers Trot final. It's going for a $300,000 purse. Field of 8 trotters going for that 1-mile trip. The beginning of the trotting Triple Crown. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 2-horse Up Your Dio. I'm going to go 2-3-1-5 in the superfecta. 2-3-1-5 super. Top selection, 2-horse Up Your Theo. This 3-year-old colt by Wellner here. Ake Schwanstein trains, drives, and owns this one. The horse's most recent outing came the limbs for this race here on the 23rd of June, and the horse went by ahead that day, and he sat back early after breaking that day, but he regained the trot. He came home decently, 153-1. It was a good run, but he has to stay the trot today. If he stays the trot, he can win by open lengths. I probably would have won by open lengths last time out, but he still got the job done. Prior to in the Jersey Sire Stakes, 2nd of June at the Meadowlands, he finished 3rd by 1/4 lengths that day, and he sat back early. It was, he was gaining late. He needed something more, but he ran his heart out. And then from the 11-hole second tier at the Meadowlands on the Slop and Jersey Sire Stakes, he won by a head. He sat back early. He slowly got there, and he got the job done. A very good run for him in 152 on the mile track. First start of the season. Final star as a 2-year-old came the Valley Victory at the Meadowlands on the 26th of November, where he finished 4th by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and he just couldn't, keep up that day. He got beat by better horses. The fall campaign for him was just a little bit too tough, but his 3-year-old campaign, he's really becoming a good horse, other than the slight nearly mishap last time out in the limbs for this one. I think he's the best horse. I think he can win. Wouldn't surprise me if the stablemate, Card K wins for Ake Schwanstein and Mark McDonald. Most recently, last week in the other limb, the horse basically waltzed home and winning by 2. 27-2 first quarter, came home 154-3. That was an all-around easy front-end victory. Prior to that, the Empire Brewers Classic at Vernon on the 7/8, he won by 1/4 lengths, trotting home decently, 150-3. A great run. Had a decent, fall campaign. Wasn't winning, but was running against some decent horses there at Lexington and at Woodbine, Mohawk. Could definitely win here at 5-1. I'll use this horse in the ticket. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Yonkers, now it's the Yonkers Trot final. Going to take the 2-horse Up Your Theo. Give kudos to the 3-horse 2-3-1-5 Super. 2-3 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.